So it's been pretty well publicized that sexual assault has been on the rise in the military. Interesting thing is that Joseph J, not the letter J, but the word J-A-Y, I guess that's his nickname, J. Morse, the top Army sexual assault prosecutor, has now been accused of sexual assault. He sexually assaulted a woman at a conference for sexual assault. I think he was confused about what the conference was supposed to be. Like, he thinks, like, if you go to a baking conference, you bake. So therefore, if you go to a sexual assault conference, you sexually assault. That's just how it works, right? And it's kind of funny, this whole Jay Morse thing coming out, because Kirsten Gillibrand, a Democratic senator from New York, recently tried to pass a bill through the Senate that would strip military commanders of the ability to investigate and prosecute sexual assault cases, and would instead give that right and ability to independent prosecutors. And the reason for that is that victims of sexual assault who are in the military might feel uncomfortable about going to their commanders, especially if maybe their commander is the one that assaulted them. And it's pretty clear from Jay Morse's actions that there's a pretty good reason to think that maybe the military is not suited to police this matter internally. But the bill lost. It did not pass in the Senate. It lost 45 to 55. And oddly enough, this was not your typical bill which kind of survives or fails along party lines. There was a lot of key Democrats that actually opposed this bill, and there was several key Republicans like Rand Paul and Ted Cruz who actually supported the bill. So for once, I have to say that Rand Paul and Ted Cruz did something good. I mean, it pains me to say that. It makes me feel almost disgusted to my core to say that I agree with those two men on anything, but they were right on that one. And the main reason that people oppose the bill is because they say, oh, well, it's taking away the ability of commanders to command, and they need to have control over the service people that are under them. But I mean, when it comes to the sexual assault thing, I think it's pretty clear that they're ineffectual. The commanders have failed to control this or contain this because we've known for years it's rising, it's rising, it's still rising, it's still rising. Are you going to do anything about it? They don't want to do anything about it because the reality is that they come from a culture that doesn't want to do anything about it because it's a culture that's never had to really address the issue before in the past. The military, they don't want to adjust. They don't want to, they don't want to walk into the 21st century. They want to stay rooted in tradition. I mean, that's a big problem all throughout America, is people wanting to stay rooted in tradition. We have to continue to live and abide by the value system we've always lived and abided by. But that value system, it doesn't work anymore. It's failing. And that's one of the reasons you see the sexual assault numbers in the military going up and up and up and up and up and up, and, nothing's happening to stop it. And I find it funny that when someone actually tries to pass a bill that will address this problem, that has some hope of actually successfully addressing this problem, basically by taking it out of military hands and putting it in the hands of independent prosecutors who can be objective, that bill fails. Probably because the military-industrial complex is whispering in all sorts of senators' ears, if you support this, we don't support you. I mean, this is why people in America hate their government, because even when confronted with a concrete problem and a real, possibly effectual solution, they don't do anything. They're too scared to do anything. They're too scared of rocking the boat, too scared of changing the fucking status quo. Even when the status quo is lousy, demonstrably fucking lousy, they still don't want to change it because they fear change. They don't care if it's positive, they don't care if it's negative, because to them, all change is negative. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out. Hey guys, if you enjoy my show, you should check out my podcast with my friend Ben and my brother Scotty. It's called The Drunken Peasants. It has its own YouTube channel. The link is right down below. We're doing a show tonight at either 8:15 or 8:30. I can never quite remember which. but we're going to have Dusty, Cult of Dusty, on the show. You guys like him. I know you do. And the next day, we're going to have Mr. Repsion on the show. Saturday night, we're going to have Mr. Repsion also at 8:30. So be sure to go to that channel, subscribe to that channel, check out those two shows.